righty, Doc here from North America. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Feeling a lot better today than I felt yesterday. That's a good thing. That is a good thing. All right, just battling this flu. We've had it since Friday. Oh, too much sound there. I don't want to hear that. Let's see. There we go. Yep. There we are. So, there's Janos. Yo, Janos. Another fun-filled day. Today's Tuesday, and we are starting to, I don't know, maybe we're starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Let's see. I got to kill some of this volume. I still hear too much of me. That's a good thing. At least I'm hearing me. There it is right there. Let's see. That sounds better. Has to be on that low hum, you know. I just want to hear myself in a teeny weeny little background. I found out that my name in Finnish means hair, like in a rabbit. Maybe you dart in and out. Are you fast? You just stay away from, what was Peter Rabbit worried about all the time? Farmer Jones, maybe? Like the wild one. That's cool. Well, I've seen some of those different things you sent over, and you look like a hare dodging things with all your guys up in the Tinderland. So yes, that's as I always say, keep your head low. Like the wild hare. That's so nice. You know what rabbits do too? They multiply. So that's a good thing too. You get a lot of practice at that, multiplying. And the Finns took the word from another language in a region, so it could be that the name for males was first. Well, over here we call them roosters. What about the UK index? Oh man, are they having issues or what? It sounds like a war between the one party in particular. Let's go check it out. I don't think we've looked at a UK indicator in a while. Let's take a look at that. That's an interest. Besides the British pound every day. Let's see. Right. Where's it at? There it is. There's the FTSE. And you can see the pressures on that. Like everything else on the stock equity side, you know. And let's see what I have over here. We used to have something over here. I used to look at it too. Let's see. Where can we go? Could it be in here? And there's the DAX. Let's see. I bet I have an ETF that I can find. Yes, being a hare is a good thing. Oh, I know what I was saying. Over here in the States, we call males roosters. You know, a lot of people in the country call males roosters and women hens. So yeah, it could be that same exact thing. You know, where where they consider hares, the males. That would make a lot of sense. There were news from the bank. Yeah, Bank of England, they're doing it again. They're buying bonds or something like that. They're doing their QE, not QT. And I saw the Polish National Bank Monetary Policy Committee is suing one another. Really? That sounds hilarious. I was going to say, that sounds funny. Yeah, it is hilarious. Wonder what that's all about. Hey, Robin. I think that Poland is pretty, I guess, aggressive business-wise, and that's why they're the second largest industrial nation on the continent now. They are very aggressive. So yeah, I could see that. Probably someone breaking the rules or doing something. I mean, wouldn't it be nice? We could just sue some of the Federal Reserve for doing stupid things. I would like that. Really, that would be fantastic. So yeah, I could see them calling males hares. I think, matter of fact, I have seen males called hares a few times over the decades. Yeah, definitely. And females, bunnies. Exactly. All right, so there's the... Excuse me there. Let's see if I can find the symbol for the ETF. Sorry about that cough there. Let's see. Let me see, and I'll find it. There it is. So, let's see. FTSE ETF. There you go. FTSE 100 ETF. There must be an ETF we can use. Here, let's see. ETF. There it is. I got the Turkish Lira one in there today. Turkish Lira. No, it's Turkish ETF. We had somebody that a client joined in. Let's see. ETF. Come on, give me the FTSE. I click on it. It sends me to the QQQ. Would you believe that garbage? ETF shares. Yeah. Give me ETF FTSE. ETF FTSE. Search for info about ETF FTSE 100. Yes, exactly. The symbol. Compare two ETFs. Not particularly, just one. Block. Let's see. ETF tax efficient. I don't really care. Best FTSE ETF. Boy, they make it so hard to just something simple. It should be easy to Google. FTSE 100 ETF index. Just give me the symbol. Let's see. They torture me. I see it. If anybody knows what it is, just shout it out. Because they're trying to sell me 9 things at once. 9 different things at once instead of just giving me what I want. They're just fighting. ETF, tax efficient. Who cares? I just want the FTSE ETF. FTSE ETF. FTSE ETF. Let's try this. Symbol. I've kind of looked at it roughly off of Yahoo and so forth, and it's not as wild and woolly as you would think. They've held the ground, To be clear, really, best FTSE 100. No, I don't want the best. Just give me a symbol. What are ETFs? No, I don't care about that. I see. Short duration corporate. No. Short duration yield. No. Just the ETF. FTSE 100 symbol ETF. Wow, they make this so complicated. It's like not even worth Googling. All right, let's do this. I'm going to go over to let's do this. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Vanguard. I'll take the Vanguard one. Sounds good. iShares. See, they try to sell you everything else but what you want. And that's fine. That's what free markets are supposed to be about. GBP. Let's see what that does. Alrighty. Here we go. GBP. Let's get the chat line back up there. I had to go disappear. There we are. Yes. Roosters are men. Hens are women. Let's see. That's that. Let's go like this. Open. There it is right there. There's the Turkish ETF. Copy and paste. And let's put that in there, GBP. I bet GBP is in the system too. Activate. Let's see if it's in there. GBP. It is not. Okay. Add. GBP. Look up. There we go. Now what the hell is that? Australian? AUD stock? What is that? Alright, for the fun of it, we'll throw that in there just to see. Nope, cancel. Well, that didn't work. Alright, we'll have to hunt down one, and but you can see it on J4X. It's doing a fine job. You know, it's been drifting south. What else can I say about any of this? It's no different than the U.S. stock, and they always march along the same route. You know, they're the same trend. Interesting how it's not taking out that low. Let's make this bigger for the J4X. You know, is that the June? No, that's not. That's March. So there was the June. They did take out the June lows, which is interesting. And then you had this March low that hasn't been taken out. Now, as far as I can tell, you know, it's like let's just put something else in there for the moment, just to give you a flavor of it all. The Dow Jones Industrial Average, like that, same thing. Notice that back in March, we didn't go after that low that they had. And we've been just making slowly lower lows. Now, let's see if the DAX looks the same way. Let's see. DAX. There it is right there. Now, it looked like they had that pressure in March also, very close. And they've taken out the lows. Interesting. Yeah, so as far as I can tell, it looks to me like the DAX is, the FTSE is, you know, just feeling the same pressure all the rest of the world equities are. You know, it's like it's not a arbitrage, but it is definitely a it's a definite what you would call a Vega pairs trade. So in other words, you know, that thing's trading at 7,000. You take, you know, the Dow Jones Industrial Average is trading at 28,000, 29,000. So then you would do 3 to 1. Look at the ratio. It's almost 4 to 1. So it's a 4 to 1 ratio because the FTSE is trading in the where is that at? Let me go put it up on the screen here again. The FTSE is trading in the 6,922. So in other words, it's like a pairs trade, what they call Vega, and what they do is so in other words, if a stock is trading at 50 and another stock is trading at 25 in the same industry group, you would trade 2 of the 25 for 1 of the 50. And so it's the same thing here, you know, against, looking at it that way, it probably is not that much of a difference. I hope that makes some sense there. We will find a better ETF and see what we can find out of that. But I'm definitely disappointed that you just can't get something like that so simple. You know, you just would think, you know, I'm going to go to not Vanguard. I'm going to go to Yahoo Finance. Yahoo Finance usually doesn't pull those games. Let's see. FTSE ETF. FTSE ETF. Let's see. VJK. Let's see if that is that. VJK. That is, I just want to see something that says that this is actually the FTSE. This is not the same price target. VJK. So Vanguard European Index Fund, that's what that is. It's not the FTSE. All right. Too bad. Let's try one more thing. FTSE 100. And then ETF. One more time. FTSE 100 ETF. Okay, what is that? UIM maybe? UBS? Stuttgart. No, that doesn't sound right either. All right, we'll have to chase after it. But if anybody knows a simple symbol for an ETF for the FTSE, just shout it out. Love to see it. We'd love to put it up there. All right. Now, from where did we go? Oh, we didn't even get a chance to look at the dollar this morning. Let's see what the dollar's doing. Let's close that. Close. And there's the dollar index. You can see it's just drifting a little bit down, but still in the buy for the last 3 days. The weekly doesn't let go. It seems to be that's the process with all of this at this point. The dollar is just not letting go. And I imagine this will go all the way up to the election. And then there could be a change in the dollar. You know, with adults running the government, that could have a big effect on all this. I mean, we don't even know. I mean, we do know this. We know that the pressure from the White House and the Democrats to do things and has basically hurt Mr. Powell's career, you know, is incredibly powerful. They have so much, I guess you could say, sway, and they influence an enormous amount. Legal or illegal, they influence, which is really amazing. And that seems to be the process, and that's really weird, you know, that we have directors involved that don't have the gumption to say, no, this is illegal, I'm not doing it. Instead, they go, oh, okay, I'll do it. Okay, I'll do it. It's illegal, but that's all right. I don't care. I mean, that's what they do at this point in time. So, I mean, you know, today they had somebody on there about the student loan craziness. You know, it's like there's no way in the world that Biden can do that. That's not legal. But the media sits there and talks like it's good. It's like, okay, this is great. We're going to do this. You know, people deserve it. You know, it's like, no, people don't deserve to pay for somebody else's education. So, you know, it's like after the election, we're going to find out where all the bodies are buried. I really believe that. Excuse me. I really do. I think that, and you know what'll be nice? After the election, we'll be able to follow the markets for the value of the markets, not for the manipulation of policies that are literally illegal that will not last. I mean, it has been a minefield of irrational concepts and ideas that are illegal. I mean, it's everywhere. It's so bad that you can't believe that it's going on. You know, you're just like, oh, this can't be going on, and they're doing it in front of our faces. So, all right, let's go over to the euro and take a look at that this morning. Right there. Euro is picking up a little bit this morning. You can see that there. Boy, they did put pressure on that weekly, though. That is something. They're just driving it down even further. All right, let's go find the euro. There it is. And you can see that pressure there still on the hinkies. And the green line is still bound down below the dashed line. Right now we just have that little turning up with the Chicago quant side of this. You can see that it's trying to turn up in here and get through the manifold. So, you know, what it really comes down to is that there is pressure. And I really do believe that they do want to buy, you know, and want to sell the dollar. I mean, the dollar has been just on one massive rampage. You know it's overpriced, and you know that it's artificial. So, you know, you have to imagine that money is trying to find a way to get out, and that seems to be the logic of it all. So, in other words, I would expect to find more strength in the euro over the next couple months. Just like we thought that we'd see strength in the gold. Oh, I know. I just remembered. Robin asked for something, and I forgot. Robin, I just remembered you asked for the silver. All right, let's go back to that again. I'll make a copy of that right now for you. Open workspace. Right there. Yeah, let's see where the ticket is. Alright, let's go where I was trying to go with that. Activate. And Robin wanted to see the SLV. There it is. That's the ETF for silver. And you can see there it's a daily sell for 1 day. Going on the second day of it now. Right there. And it is flirting with the weekly. That's interesting. It's flirting with the weekly too. Let's see. So when did it sell there? When did it buy? Something looks wrong about that whole thing. How's it go into a buy and go down, and then goes into a sell and goes up? Let's double check this. Yeah, that's it. So it goes into the buy there. I guess it's... I don't like the way it reads this at all. And then there's a sell right there. And then there's a buy. And there's a sell. There's the buy. There's the sell. The daily is definitely the better of the two tools compared to the weekly. The weekly looks ridiculous. Boy, that's one of the worst things I've ever seen. No wonder I don't follow it. Must be very illiquid to be this way. And then let's move this over to there. No, this goes to there. There we are. I don't know, Robin. The weekly is really disappointing. What's that all about? So it was in a buy up to here, but it goes in and out on the sells. The buys have been wins out of it. That's kind of ridiculous, isn't it? No, like that one wasn't a win. Maybe I have the wrong feed. Let me just try one change of settings. Okay, there you go. Let's try that. There we are. Does that help, Eddie? Still doesn't do well. I'm going to send this over to you, but you don't want to play with this. You just compare it to the futures contract and take a look and see. SLV. There we are. All right, that's enough fun with that. Let's close that out. Yeah, see, I don't that product doesn't look right at all, and it's probably because it's silver in a 6.5 hour period, and it doesn't trade 24/7. So what happens is that when you have a futures contract or spot, it functions so much better because it's a 24-hour product. But in this case here, it's not a 24-hour product. So you don't want to be involved in that on the chart wise. That's what the problem is. Let's see. Sending this over to Robin. All right, so we looked at the. Let's go back to the euro, and now let's go to cable. Cable's, it's been holding up really well for something that's going through a lot of political turmoil. I really think that noise is going to disappear. It seems like it's a battle going on between uh, like I don't know, maybe the left and the right in the conservative party, and I think that's what the problem is. I don't think it makes a lot of sense. Um, in other words, they're going to lose, some of these to the left. So they're running as as conservatives, but they're really kind of middle of the road. We call them rhinos or something like that. So I would say that more than likely that the party's going to have to shrink down and go from there. I think that's the way it is because the policies that the new prime minister is suggesting makes total sense. It's good policy to cut taxes and let people spend their own money instead of somebody else spending your money. I mean, I don't understand why they don't understand that. I mean, across the whole planet. Why is it better for somebody to spend your money instead of you spending your money? Isn't that a simple question? You would think that would be a simple answer to it. It isn't. Oh yeah, why don't you come spend my money? I worked real hard all this week. Go spend my money for me. I don't know what to do. I don't think so. I don't think it works that way. All right. Let's see. From there, let's see. I've sent that over to Robin. So now what we will do is we will take a look at British pound on J4X. Yeah, I mean, is there illogical things there? Please come spend my money. I think I need other people to spend my money for me. No, I don't think so. Yes, but they'll do it better. Oh, really? Yeah, look at that. That's kind of impressive. They're not taking out these lows. The central bank there, the exchequer, is having its issues trying to figure out ways to calm down the markets. That's what I mean by that this is like, it's like literally institutional at this point, where we have government policies that are not even legal, and it just goes on and on and on. They do the strangest things, and so I mean I really have a hard time. I really have a hard time. Uh, um, it is really clear that we are not being run by economics anymore. We're being run globally by like some type of mob. I mean, I think that's what it really comes down to. It's really strange because it's being done openly in front of everybody. So I'd imagine that this election is going to stop that. I really do. I really believe it. 100%. I believe it's going to stop it. Now, I could be wrong, but I just don't. I get a feeling that this is going to come out extremely well. But it's not going to be easy, that's for sure. In the sense that there's a lot of people out there that are going to, literally hang because of it, and that's going to be a lot of pressure. Mrs. Clinton and her campaign manager said that same exact thing in 2016. She said, they had it in texts and messages and so forth, and it was Donna Brazil, and she said, if we don't win, we all hang together. And they did their best to block it for 4 years, with fake Russia this and fake, collusion that, and impeachments. They tried to impeach Mr. Trump over Joe Biden's mistakes. It was really weird. I mean, when you control the media, you can get away with this stuff. But I think it's coming to an end. So, all right, from there, let's jump over to the Swiss. We were really surprised yesterday to see it climbing almost up to the century mark. That was like, whoa. Now, today, they did make a new high, but is backing off a little bit. 99. Oh, no, it did. It broke through the century mark again. Par yesterday and today. It's been through that century mark, which is like almost the top end of the range. I heard something about Credit Suisse. About Goldman Sachs came out and said that they're going to have a margin call of some monster number. So I imagine that's still looming in the background, and that's probably putting pressure on the currency because money is probably trying to pull itself out of Credit Suisse. Now you would assume it would go into one of the others, but there's a lot of pressure there. And let me see if I can find that story. I thought it was interesting that they even said that. It was something like an $8 billion margin call. It's like, wow, $8 billion margin call? Over what? Let's see if we can find it. Goldman Sachs says Credit Suisse will have margin call. Have margin call. I guess they might have swaps or something going on. No. Let's see. Yeah, I heard they came out with that this morning. I wish I'd paid attention to it more. Let's see. Sachs Credit Suisse will have a margin to pay. What is that? So that might be looming more than anything else. Is that $3 billion in debt? That's what it is. $8 billion shortfall in 2024. So that's what the pressure is. So it's looking out into the future, and they have some things coming up, and I guess money is trying to move away from it at the moment. So it's an $8 billion margin call going into 2024. And I guess it's based off the currency. I see something here. It says ratings undefined was kept at sell and had its prices targeted lower to 4.7 francs from the 5.8 francs by Goldman. Well, I guess that's, maybe Goldman's right for a change. You never know with them. I did hear that this morning, though, and I thought that was interesting. What's this? Getting something, trying to download. Cancel. There we go. So that could be the big problem right there alone, is that there's a margin call coming around the corner on Credit Suisse, and I guess you would have to assume that puts pressure on people trying to get out of that and run to another currency at the same time. I guess they're not. In other words, maybe they have just enough distributed throughout the Swiss banking system. And so when that one goes down, instead of them adding to, another Swiss bank, they probably are thinking, okay, let's move to another place in general. I would think it works that way. Remember, money is only insured in some places only, like $250,000. And when you have like $1 billion or $2 billion or $500 million somewhere, you have to trust the name of the bank and its ability to survive. So that could be the reason why we're seeing the Swiss feel this pain. I mean, it's definitely moving beyond everybody else. They're definitely, let's put it this way, they are running away from the Swiss right now. There's no doubt about it. They're running away from it, and it's not it's not changing at the moment, and you would think 8 billion is not that bad, but maybe the government's not willing to bail them out. Maybe they're going to say, okay, goodbye. That's a possibility right there, and hence the reason why money is leaving the country more than just being redistributed to other banks in Switzerland itself. And that would make sense, and that's what the currency looks like it's doing right now. It does look like that's exactly what's going on. All right, from there, let's jump over to... Oh, we didn't put the Swiss up on there. It's the same game. You can see that. They're just pressing towards the century mark with no problem. All right, and then from there, we jump over to the Euro Turkish Lira, right there. And as you can see, they're both, it's moving down. It's looking very illiquid in our work. I'm really surprised to see the I guess you'd call it these wild moves. It means that they're not backing up the bids and offers. In other words, the liquidity is thin. And so when someone comes in with some size, they really have to push the market around to get filled, which is really scary. I mean, can you imagine? It went to 19 to a low of 17 in 24 hours. That's not stable. Definitely not stable. And then there's the dollar Turkish lira. Same situation. When there's no activity, it's okay. But when it's activity, this product can go from, what's that, 1720 within 24 hours to 1909. That is not a liquid currency. Definitely not liquid. And, Turkey is just not that big to have that problem. So what has happened is that buyers and sellers are disappearing there. I don't know what President Erdogan's up to this time, but obviously it's not healthy, that's for sure. He's wiping out the liquidity now. I guess if you don't have a bid and an offer, you can't get people selling it. That's just a wild guess from me. But I guess if you're like, trying to manipulate something, I guess one of the ways would be is just to remove the bid and the offer, and no one can trade. I mean, pretty much that's what it comes down to. And that's that's very strange. Very, very strange. But it has not looked like this. And you can see where it did it, back in August and so forth. But, not like what it's doing now. I mean, it's gotten wild, I mean, you had a couple of days of, wild movement there. And then, it took a while for it to come back up. But, I mean, now we're seeing some wild, jagged things that are everywhere. They're in the Euro Turkish lira too. And so that says a lot. All right, from there, we slide over to the Canadian. And there's the Canadian. And you see it's also going after the highs, and obviously because it's been going up and losing money against the dollar, we have to assume automatically that oil is going down in value. And we'll go check that out. Let's put it over here on J4X. Right there. And you can see there's a little red hinky right there, and the pressure's on. I know we saw it up in the 93s or 94s or something like that. Let's see if we can find it right here. Yeah. So it got up to the 93.64. So, we're off $4 from it. Now, what's interesting is that it's been rising, and the Canadian, let's put Canadian over on J4X. Canadian was going the wrong way. It was losing value against the dollar, and at the same time, oil was gaining. So, we're really becoming trapped inside all kinds of strange situations. We really are. These are incredibly strange times when it comes to financial news and government policies, and it's going to be very interesting to see how it's looked back at over the next couple of years. But to me, I would have to assume we're going to see a lot of, it's a lot of strange stuff. Oh, Biden's going to do a prime time interview on CNN tonight. So I guess they're going to ask him what favorite ice cream he wants. What else can he say? And how much he loves his son. I mean, they never ask him any serious questions. Okay, so there's the oil market, and that's the Canadian. Let's drift over to gold. There's gold. It slipped into the sell yesterday, and it's just kind of sideways now. Still in that long weekly signal sell. And at the same time, let's look at the South African Rand. And so there it is right there. And as you can see, it's been moving up also at the same time. So normally, when gold is going down, this goes up. At least this is functioning right. Whereas I'm not sure what's going on with Canadian and the oil market. It seems like they've really drifted from the normal pairs situation. And then we can go like this. We'll go reverse. Let's put Canadian here. Let's see, where's it at? Yeah, there's the Canadian. So it's rising. And in this case here, the gold. Oh, not Canadian. I'm sorry. Let's go to South African Rand. That's what it is. Right there. It's been rising as gold's been going down. So at least this makes sense. All right, from there we drift over to the yen. There is the yen, and you can see the yen has been steadily burning its way north. Just kind of inches its way, up. And then, let's see. Let's put it over here. Right there. I mean, it's breaking. It's almost like it's breaking out of that range. It's so hard to believe. I mean, I thought that the Bank of Japan had kind of drawn a line and said, okay, we're going to stop it here. But it doesn't really look that way at all. Let me see. What else can we say about that? I guess that's about it, really. It wouldn't surprise me if we got up a little bit firmer. And I'd imagine they'll... Well, I don't know. We're 4 weeks away from this election. And as long as we're getting closer and closer, it's... All this is... It's almost like... I know it sounds ridiculous, but it's almost like this is not... None of it's real. I know that's odd to say, but it just has that feeling sometimes. So... I don't know. We'll see after this election. I mean, I just want some normality again in the marketplace. All right, from there, we'll take a look at the Mexican peso. And that's kind of hovering, just hanging out here. We went into a buy. No, we didn't go into a buy. It's been in the sell straight through this whole thing. It's been in the sell since here. And the weekly just holds on by the hair because it's just not really moving. And that is pretty much the currencies. Now let's jump over to, let's see. There's the gold market. Let's see what silver looks like this morning. And there's silver. And you can see it's slowly drifting down. It's been in the sell for going on a fourth day now. The weekly tried to break down yesterday, but boy, they cleaned it up somewhere along the line. We're just holding on. And when looking at that ETF, boy, that ETF in the silver does not look right because, again, it's not trading 24 hours, and silver does trade 24 hours. So a 6.5 hour ETF when it comes to the metals complex is not the best thing to try to follow. All right, from there, we go over to copper. We told you what's going on there. This is going to stay this way until the Communist Party Congress ends in China, and Mr. X is made leader again for another 5 years. So he's got that whole country stalled out. It's his campaign policy, I guess, to stall everything out until after the Congress passes, what they're doing. And then let's see. Let's just take a look at platinum. I was really surprised to see platinum not jump ahead of everything, but join in. And you can see here it is heading right into the sell again. I knew that was wrong. Definitely wrong. All right. And then we go from there over to the energy sector. Let's see, right? That's fine. There's Brent right there. And feeling the pressure, too, from that selling. Let's see what else we got here. And there is the okay, so it's bounced back up, so it's lost the sell at the moment, which is good. I'm surprised it was weak like that just for 2 days, but then this expires in about another, 5 days, 4 days, something like that. So this is like on the edge. Deliveries are pushing this thing around, whereas when you go back to the back month, in January, right there, you can see there. Now that's still underneath, and the weekly is holding up. So the back month is doing fine. And let's see what the data looks like here. Doing a little curve here. It's breaking down. Let's see what the weekly looks like. Weekly is holding up pretty fair there. All right. From there, we go over to nat gas. I saw a headline today which was very impressive. It says that natural gas in Europe is at 3-month lows, which is nice. And following that Spanish natural gas company has been a good indicator of what's going on with natural gas in Europe, because it's dropping in value. Let's see where we're at here. We'll find it again. There it is right there. Oh, going for $22.99 now. Good. We'd love to see that thing down to 15 or 10. Get that thing down. Down, 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 down. And as you can see here, natural gas in the United States at $6.50, and I'm just guessing it may be at $22 or $23 in Europe, something like that, or $24. So it's still trading at 4 times the value. But again, there's so much riding on this election. It's amazing, and I don't know how many people are taking it serious or not. All right. Let's see. What else can we say on the energy side? I guess that's about it. There's a Robo Gas. This is the oil gas. that they put in the automobiles. So you can see the pressure went into a sell yesterday, and it's flirting with a weekly sell today. And it is odd in its own way. And there's Mr. Copper saving some of these. And there's that silver. And then the gold. Pressure is on all this stuff right now. See, did I do natural gas? I think I did natural gas. Let me just make sure I did the natural gas too. There we are. That's the real quiet one, thank goodness. You know, with winter coming on, we need these energy sources to be cheap and steady. There we go. All right. Anybody care to see anything else? We're gonna, if not, we're gonna go drift over to the stock indices and see what they're doing. And right there is the S&P 500. It's kind of down a couple points, nothing major. Was down harder this morning. It settled yesterday at 27. It's trading at 11, so it's down about 16 points. And, you know, it's been in that long weekly sell. The pressure is on. You know, what is that? I hear something. I hear. Hey, hey, hey. I am there. And you're cutting through the broadcast at the same time. Are you doing something through internet? I don't know. Bye. Interesting. So, anyhow, let's see where we got from there. So there's the S&Ps. Let's take a look at the NQs, the NASDAQ 100. And the NASDAQ 100 is, you can see that right there. A little pressure on that at the same time. Yesterday it settled in the at the 1099, 10,993, and today it's trading at 10,920. So what is that? That is about 60 points down. So there's some pressure there. Dow Jones Industrial Average last I saw was down like 30 points, wasn't much. Trading at 29,180, and yesterday it settled at 29,271. So that's down a little bit more than it was when I last looked at it. Let's go put them up on the screen. We'll put them all up there. Because I was expecting this, like I was surprised yesterday when Bitcoin started to roll over the way it did, and boy, the markets rolled with it. Let's see, right there. And as you can see, the Bitcoin is down 95. You see the Dow Jones Industrial Average is down 75. The NQs are down 61. And the S&P 500 is down 17 points. So the pressure is definitely on all the stock indices. Oh, what's this? We can hear him. Yeah, I know. Any thoughts on the CPI? I would think it's going to be bad, which might be considered good, because you know when CPI comes out and there's more pressure on it, then you would assume that that'll be even more pressure for them to stop tightening. I mean, that's that backwards logic to it all. And the election's coming up, and you know, I mean, they need this to stop. I mean, the UN has come and begged the Federal Reserve to stop. I mean, they went central planning. Come back to central planning. We need more central planning. That was exactly what they said. I wonder if they really listen to what they say. Because can you imagine they were actually asking for more central planning? So, I mean, you can't make this stuff up anymore. This stuff is so incredibly factual. It's ridiculous. I guess it's so weird that people probably think, oh, they didn't say that. They really didn't say that. So, yeah, I think CPI is going to come out bad, which means that the Federal Reserve will want to rally the market. They'll step in and support it. Well, think about this, Janos. What was it? Jamie Dimon came out and said, we'll be in a recession in 6 to 9 months. It's like, excuse me. We've been in a recession now for 6 months already. So a friend of mine sent that over to me this morning. And so then I responded back to him and I said, so does that mean we'll be in a recession for a whole year? So I'm not even sure why Jamie Dimon would say something like that. He must be getting pressure from the White House. So, I mean, we're in a recession for 6 months now. So why would he come out and say we might be in a recession 6 to 9 months from now? Does that mean he's saying we're going to be in a recession for a full year? And so I sent that over to him. And I saw the responses come in. Let's see. He said, how long is a question better asked about how long it will take to wring the optimism and money slushing around out of the market? This is a global crisis that could turn out to be the longest bear market since the 70s, which was domestic and unless I'm mistaken, caused by a Nixon crisis and to some extent oil. Okay, so that was his answer to me. Now there's a second answer. He fired a second answer over to me. I do indeed. What do you do indeed? So I said, so 6 more months of recession, a full year? And he says, I do indeed. So why is Jamie Dimon allowed to put out a statement like that without being challenged? Why isn't someone saying we're already 6 months into a recession, so you're saying a full year of a recession? I don't know. This has gotten beyond intelligent conversation anymore. The whole marketplace is upside down, and the news media makes no sense anymore. Let's see. Any thoughts on CBS? Do you want to eat or drink? Blue or red? I'm red. I am red, white, and blue. That's what red stands for. Red, white, and blue. And blue stands for Democrats. Socialists. Control. Command and control. This is how Damien answers questions. Avoids them. Ah, I see. Yeah. That's exactly what's going at Dimon. That's it. Yeah. Yeah, Dimon does that. Okay, I get what you're saying. Yeah, I don't know, but why doesn't someone say to him, hey, so 6 more months of recession, not like it's a new recession? I don't know. None of it makes any sense anymore. And I'm really hoping that the election stops this. We want to be able to trade realistically. Not with, heavy government control all the time. So, all right, traders, we're out of here. We will catch you tomorrow. It'll be interesting. We're getting closer and closer to that CPI thing, so we'll see. But I think it's going to be bad for the numbers, which will make it good for the market. This is Doc from North America saying, happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you, to all our trading friends. Later, traders.